Hello everyone, this is Piyush. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the series Explained, where complicated US taxes get simple one step at a time. In the previous part, we looked at what are the tax forms that you must fill if you only earn W-2 income, that is the employment income, whether it's internship or full time. If you just joined this series, make sure to check all the previous parts because that's how we lay the foundation from starting to understanding the tax filing, type of income forms, tax residency, or if you didn't have any income, what to do in that situation. In this video, we will go into the core of the tax filing, like actually filling out the tax forms. And this is where we start with the first form, which is the most important one, that is the form 1040 NR. This video would only cover the incomes earned from employment, that is from W-2. If you had other types of income such as interest or dividend income, stay tuned for future parts where we will discuss how those incomes are taxed, but this video is specifically only for employment income. Filing the form 1040 NR is not too difficult, but I would highly recommend you to only fill out this form and watch this video when you are free of distractions, because with distractions, let's say if you have any other office work or assignments, it's really easy to make calculation mistakes. You might calculate the numbers incorrectly, or you might put the numbers incorrectly, and this might have consequences that you might have to file another amended return to correct your tax returns. We don't want that, so make sure only start filing this form when you are free of distractions, you are calm and you are focused. Get your pen ready, get your calculator ready, have your form W-2. I will start sharing my screen and let's start filing the form 1040 NR. So the first step is to download the latest version of the form 1040 NR. So this is how your form 1040 NR looks like. The most important thing is to make sure that you are using the latest version of the file. If you are filing the tax for previous years, make sure to use that version. And you start by filling out your first name and initial, your last name, and this is your social security number, so make sure you input it correctly. It's a 9-digit number. Then you come here and enter your US address where you are currently staying. You enter your apartment number, city, zip code and state. You can leave the foreign country name, foreign state and foreign postal code blank. Next, coming to the filing status, you can select the filing status that applies to you. Next is digital assets. In 2025, did you receive, sell, exchange or dispose any digital asset? So for the purpose of this video, I'm assuming that you only earned employment income, so you can click this as no. This section is for the dependents, so if you don't have any dependents, you can just simply leave this section blank. Coming to the next line, the first line says total amount from form W-2 box 1. So this is where you pull out your form W-2, write the amount that you see in box 1 and enter it as it is. An important thing is to notice that you don't have to estimate or round off the number. You have to put the number as it is with 2 decimal points. You can leave all the other lines blank if it doesn't apply to you. Coming to line K, total income exempt by a treaty from Schedule OI. So India US has a tax treaty, but we will apply it later. So here you can just enter 0. Line 1Z is simply the addition of 1A through 1H. So you just put the same amount here. Again, for the purpose of this video, I am assuming that you didn't earn any interest or dividend. So we will just leave this section blank. We come to the line 8, which is additional income from Schedule 1. We didn't have any Schedule 1, so you can just write 00. Line 9 is simply the addition of all these lines, so again it should be the same as this one. Adjustments to income from Schedule 1. We don't have the Schedule 1, so you can just write 00. 11A is just subtracting line 10 from line 9, so again it is the same as the line 9, which is 20,000.58 for me. Moving to the next page. So here you have to just enter the amount from line 11A, which is what we had here. So you just enter the same amount. Line 12 is itemized deduction or certain residents of India standard deduction. So as I mentioned, like we as international students from India have a tax treaty with the US where we can claim standard deductions similar to the US citizens. So if you are a resident of some other country, make sure you check the tax treaty with your home country and the US. But if you are an Indian citizen, you can claim the standard deduction. Make sure you insert a box here, like whichever app you are using, you can just enter a box, write standard deduction, US India income tax treaty. And for the year 2025, this is the standard deduction that you can claim as a single filing status. There are different standard deductions for different filing status, so make sure to write the amount whatever is applicable for you. If you're filing as single, 15,750 is the amount that you put here. Then line 14 is simply adding lines 12 through 13C, so it's the same as this, 15,750. Line 15 is subtracting line 14 from line 11b, so which is subtracting this from 11b. So for me, it is 4250.58. Remember that if your income is less than 15,750 and if the value here is 0 or less, make sure you write it as 0. That means all the tax that you pay is refunded back to you. But if there is any amount which is more than 0, you enter that amount right here. Coming to the line 16, which shows the tax that you owe on the taxable income. If your taxable income is 0, then your line 16 will be 0. But if it's more than 0, then we have to use IRS tax table to compute our taxes. Search the tax table on Google. And you open this link which says tax and earned income credit tables. Make sure you are using the latest version for use in preparing 2025 returns. If you scroll down, you will see the tax tables. So this is how the tax table looks like. Don't be overwhelmed by this. It is pretty simple to understand. We just have to check where our income falls in. So for me, my income on line 15, make sure you include only the taxable income and not the total income that you earned. My total income was 20,000, but my taxable income was 4,251. So I just find where my number lies in. So if you scroll below, this is where 4,000 is. So my income lies between 4250 and 4300. So you have to make sure that your income is at least this, but not more than this. And in this case, there are different columns for filing statuses. So if you see here, it says single, married filing jointly, married filing separately, and head of household. And this also shows like your income is at least this column but less than this column. So again, my income falls in this, and I'm filing as a single filing status, so my income is 428. You can compute your tax based on whatever income, whatever is your taxable income, through these tables. So coming back to our form 1014, our line 16. So as you saw, we got our tax from the IRS tax table, and I input that value right here, which was 428 for me. Line 17 is amount from schedule 2. We didn't have any schedule 2, so you can just write 0. Line 18 is just the addition of line 16 and 17, so you can just add it, which is the same as line 16. Line 19, you can leave it blank. Line 20 is amount from schedule 3. We don't have any schedule 3, so you just write 00. Line 21 is just the line addition 19 and 20. So again, you can put 0. And line 22 is subtracting line 21 from line 18, which is subtracting 0 from line 18. So it's the same as line 18 for me, that is 428. You can leave this section blank. Remember that if you had interest or dividend income, you have additional tax which is put here, but we have assumed that you only have W-2 income. So in this case, you just leave this section blank. 23D is just the addition of lines 23A through 23C, which is 0, so I'll enter 0, and line 24 is adding lines 22 and 23D. So this is your total tax that you are liable to pay based on your taxable income. So for me, it's $428, so I will just enter that right here. Moving down the form, now we have the new section which says payments or refundable credits. So line 25 asks federal income tax withheld from multiple forms. So what basically this means is how much tax was deducted from your pay. So again, you have to go back to the form W-2 and enter the amount that you see on line 2 of your form W-2, which says federal income tax withheld. Enter the amount as it is and don't round it off. Whatever decimal is there, make sure you enter the same amount. Then 25D is just the addition of lines, all of these, so you just enter the same amount that you entered here. You can leave these sections blank because it's not applicable to us. If you scroll down, then the line 32 says add lines 28, 29, 30, 31. So we don't have anything, we just enter 0. Line 33 is adding all these lines, which are your total payments, that how much tax you actually pay to the IRS, which is $1,000. Like you just take this amount and enter it right here. Next section is for the refund. So line 34 says if line 33 is more than line 24, subtract line 24 from line 33. So this is the amount that you overpaid. So in this case, my line 33, which is this, is more than line 24. So I just subtract line 24 from 33 and enter the amount right here. So basically, if your total payments is more than total tax, you are eligible for a refund. You just deduct that and enter the value right here. 35 says amount of line 34 you want refunded to you. So we just want all the refund that we are eligible for. So you just enter the same amount. Then for refund, you enter your bank details where you want your refund, that is your routing number and the account number, and also the type of account. We are not taking any amount to the next year. We are getting all the refunds, so you can leave this blank. If your total payments is less than the total tax, so you owe money to the IRS, which is completely fine. It might be different for different people, so make sure you subtract line 33 from line 24 if your total payments is less than the total tax. Next section is third party designee. Do you want to allow other person to discuss this return with the IRS? You can put it as no. Coming to the next section, that is signature. You have to put a wet signature, so don't sign it digitally. You can put your signature and date when you print out this form. You can put your occupation as student or whatever your occupation is, civil engineer, software engineer, and so on. Here you can enter your phone number, the best number to contact you, and also your email address. The last section is only for paid preparers, so you are filing it yourself, so you can leave this section blank. If you have any doubts on filling out any of the lines in Form 1040NR, you can just go to Google and search Form 1040NR instructions. Make sure it's for the latest tax year, and if you scroll below, you can see line by line instructions for Form 1040NR. For example, line 12, if you don't know what to put in line 12, they have separate instructions, so you can read through this PDF if you have any additional questions. So this is how you fill out your Form 1040 NR. Again, as I mentioned, this is the core of your federal tax return. So we want to make sure we don't make any mistakes. Make sure to double check your name, SSN, and all the numbers that you inputted from the Form W-2, because once this is finalized, you can't make any changes. And remember that only filling out this form online is not the end of the story. If you remember, we still have two more files to form, that is the Schedule OI and Form 8843. And before we start that, we have to make sure that we take the printouts, the physical printouts of the Form 1040 NR, put the sign and date because we don't want to sign it digitally. So you take the printout of all the pages of Form 1040, put your sign, put the date, and that's how your Form 1040 NR is ready to be made. But again, you have to wait for that because we still have two more forms to fill. So that's it for this video. In this video, we got one of the most important forms out of our way. In the next video, we will cover the remaining two tax forms, that is Schedule OI and Form 8843, which are critical for F1 students. So please stay tuned with this series because in the next parts, we will finish out the remaining forms, and in the subsequent parts, I will also show you how to mail these documents to the IRS correctly and to the correct address. Please feel free to comment below if you have any questions on the Form 1040 NR. I would be more than happy to help you in any way I can. Like and subscribe my channel if you find my content useful. Share this video and also this series with as many international students as possible because we want to make sure we file our taxes correctly and on time. Turn on the notifications so that you don't miss out on any important tax filing videos. Thank you again for watching this video. Until next time.